Go live. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. My name is Jacob Davidson. I'm a legal layman and I'm from North Texas. This is a show where I try to learn the law. And today, I'm going to be covering a handful of topics, hopefully within this 3-hour span that I normally do. But I have a special guest with me today. I have Matt himself. Oh, wait. Oh, whoops, sorry. OBS, I also have muted, so you might want to try that again.
Oh, what's going on, people?
Alright.
Sorry, I'm opening up chats right now.
Yeah, I was also trying to do that. It's probably better. I should have probably done StreamYard, a stream through StreamYard, rather than put a screen capture of OBS on OBS of the StreamYard, because I wanted to stream with all the familiar settings rather than try to relearn. But that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, just do what you're used to. I mean, however you typically run your streams. I just recently got into OBS, so I did a few scenes and overlays, and honestly, I kind of like OBS. I don't know why people shit on it so much.
It's a very good system, but it's not very like it's customizable, but you kind of have to know it a little bit more.
Yeah, I watched one video just to figure out how to do like scene overlays and stuff, and then I just ran with it from there.
Oh, that's curious. All right, that's why. So I'm going to have to. All right, so you're popping up on the stream now. It's whenever I minimize the tab. All right.
Yeah, I got it pulled up on YouTube right now, and I see me. So
Right, and I can't minimize. All right, I'm gonna have to move my normal setup a little bit. So this is gonna be moved over here. Because I like having my stream playing off on. So the. Wait. Oh no, I could just move it over here. Because I'm going to be doing all my stuff through OBS or through the StreamYard window anyway. Yeah, and then I'm just going to move my topics to here. Okay. I trying to work around OBS working on StreamYard is a little bit of a thing I didn't think I needed to do.
no, I never tried it the way that you're doing it, but it seems like you got it working. I mean, like I said, I got it pulled up on YouTube, and I can see both of us. So
Every so often, if from what I'm seeing on my side of like Rumble and YouTube, every time I click off of the browser, it blacks us out, and then
okay.
and I'm just want to make sure with everybody else that they can hear us or you through the StreamYards as well.
Or you're teaching me something new because I didn't even think about screen grabbing off of OBS to do it that way. I figured just running StreamYard, just running. I guess all your stories are through the browser. I figured you would just share the browser, but
That was bright. That'll be the hour mark lighting. Let's see. How's the stream gone for everybody else? Hopefully. So I've got the live chat on. I'll pop this out just in case. Both these chats. And I'll minimize. Well, I'm glad I'm able to see this because I did not know about This little defect in my whole setup. Uh, StreamYard capture. Alt. Or maybe I just need to stretch it out a little bit more. Oh no, wait. Camera's focus. You see something on like the trim of the screen?
No, it's just the um, not quite black, but dark gray background with the powered by StreamYard up top right.
Mm. On the right and left sides, on what I'm
Oh
seeing
yeah,
on.
yeah. On the YouTube stream, yeah, there's like maybe like a 3 pixel outline of whatever your background for your typical StreamYard setup would be.
Huh.
Did you try to on StreamYard set it as full screen?
It is on full screen.
Huh. I had that same issue when I was trying to stream video games through StreamYard, which I realized quickly that's not how you do it. You have to use OBS or something. But I had the same issue to where it kind of windows it.
Alright, that should update in a couple seconds.
Yep, it just went away.
Okay. I'll show you how to do what I'm doing with StreamYards whenever we're all set up, or whenever we're done. There we go.
Yeah, honestly, you probably be a good video for you if you can figure out how to do StreamYard through OBS and whatever. Probably make like a section off video of that, just kind of going through it.
Yeah, and OBS now has chat settings, or it now implemented being able to look at your chat through the actual OBS window itself.
Yeah, but that's only YouTube. I don't think it does Rumble, right?
Yeah, but you can create a dock for Rumble. And I have here, I'll share screen my OBS for you. It's gonna get a little funky. Put that over here real quick. Uh, right. Present. Share screen. Don't share the tip scan. Okay.
Shizzy's saying on the YouTube chat that my sound's not here.
Matt, your sound's not here. Can't hear Matt. Damn it. Maybe I need to. Your browser was blocked.
If you're running through OBS, you might need to share the audio source from StreamYard into your source, maybe, on OBS.
Alright, then they've been hearing me talk to myself. Damn it. Sorry, man. Properties. Speak really quickly. Like, hum a tune.
What's going on, people of the interwebs? I'm Matt himself, and I'm trying to be heard.
Uh, Alright, so I'm gonna add
Oh,
source,
he can hear I'm just real low for whatever reason.
audio, output capture. Yeah, create new test capture. Device. I try using voice meter potato, but it might not be the best.
I don't even know what that is.
It's basically a virtual like sound mixing board.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Okay. Let's capture. But the soundboard or the sound thing doesn't come up. Alright, so I'm gonna turn this up really high. Now speak.
What's going on? Hello, hello. Test 1 2 6 5 7 8.
Alright.
Says it's better. I
I
mean,
uh,
I
I'm
could
going
probably crank myself up a little bit if I need to on my end.
I'm going to need to be very careful about audio with any tab that we bring up that has audio. I'm
Okay,
lucky
so
that I mostly read stuff because it needs to come up higher.
I just cranked me up to 85. I try not to go that high because of distortion, but this is as high as I'm willing to go on my end.
Well, it matches kind of where I'm at. I can turn myself down so we're balanced out a little bit. Sounds like you have a noise limiter on it.
I mean, I do have a noise limiter on mine because I have an air conditioner that's right above me, so I have a cancellation running through NVIDIA broadcast.
Oh,
If I
dude,
turn
same.
that off, it's just gonna sound like white noise the entire time.
I got AC right here and a fan right there. I could probably turn off the fan so it's not as much work on the noise gate and suppression because my roommate isn't in the room, so you know circulation doesn't need to be over there.
Shizzy's the freaking audiophile in the chat, so he knows exactly how to figure it out. It goes.
Just about 6 to 10 decibels more for Matt. Because I'm topped out on the desktop audio that I can give him.
If I turn the AC off, it's gonna turn to 95 degrees in here quick.
Just about 6 to 10 decibels more. But how do I do that when I've already maxed it out? Uh, what's it? Like a compressor, maybe? Oh, there's a system. Yeah, a compressor, probably. Let me see. Opera. Without, I meant to be using a large portion of this time to be going through topics, but I'm doing it sound on the setting plugin. Oh wait. Oh, I know. That's the reason why. It's being channeled through voice meter. Let's see here. Test start speaking real quick for a little bit.
What's going on? I'm test speaking as Lee Layman asked me to.
Alright. So I'm gonna turn up Upper GX Internet. Alright, that seemed to work. I'm gonna turn that
I'm
up.
about to hear it back on YouTube.
Then I'm gonna turn that down right here. It's gonna be a little rough. Alright. Think we're good. Is that better for you? Best? Alright. So my sound was going through voice meter. I just needed to turn the voice meter sound up a little bit.
Yeah, I just heard it back on YouTube live, and I mean, I'm about the same level as you are.
Alright, that sounds pretty good.
Hell yeah, Shizzy says best, so Shizzy knows best.
Alright, so I guess I just need to... Oh man, this is gonna be a little weird. Alright. Well, we're on the topics. Let's fucking go.
Let's do it.
We got our sound system all set up. I gotta bring up the actual topics. And it's all over here. Let's gonna share that, retweet that link from you real quick. And before we get started on all the topics, I think I already asked you to introduce yourself, but let's go again and tell me a bit about yourself. I want to get to know you a little bit more than
Yeah.
sound
My name.
testing and whatnot.
Oh yeah, that was a fun intro. Well, honestly, it's a really good deal because this is what goes on whenever you try to do any kind of live streaming with guests or anything. Because I found this out about a week ago how difficult it really is and how much work goes into trying to set up live streams, especially if you're dual streaming like you are right now. It's ridiculous. But no, my name's Matt. I'm a pipeline inspector. I work all over the country. Uh, I just recently got into the putting my face on the camera for live stream stuff, and really, I just want to be part of the conversation.
Recently
That's
got
all it
into
is. I have a
the,
lot of thoughts,
putting my
and
face
I
on the
enjoy the
camera for
community
live.
that we're all part of. And I think most of us, especially people probably here and how you created your channel, we're part of the legal community as far as YouTube's concerned. And I really don't know how I got wrapped up in this kind of environment, but it's been fun for me. And just hanging out with people and talking to everybody, it's been fun. And that's kind of where I threw my voice at. I want to talk to everybody else kind of in the community and meet everybody and talk and have conversations.
Oh yeah. All right. So the page finally loaded for the topic, and it hit me with a bunch of colors. But yeah, hell yeah, man! It's always better to get your voice out there and be heard at some point. If you, it's best to let the voice out rather than let it like stay inside. I
Yeah, that's how
think.
you become schizophrenic.
Oh no, not another Jordan Neely.
Right. Oh god, that the whole Daniel Penny situation upsets me. I know you saw a bunch of my tweets yesterday. Oh, I'm so fired up about that. And the thing is about it, America spoke on that already. Within like 2 days, they raised over $1 million for his defense fund. Like, there's no way this guy gets convicted. And honestly, the grand jury, I doubt they even come back with an indictment. I just don't see how it happens.
There is a chance. There's
There's always a
always
chance. I just can't see it from like a logical like standpoint, you know. But there's
yeah.
always a chance because people are stupid.
We have learned that throughout plenty of trials, like Potter. I would say Edgecombe, but they reached in the Edgecombe trial. They reached manslaughter.
Yeah. Well, technically, his defense attorney did win in a sense because he got the charges dropped down to manslaughter instead of second degree murder.
Yeah, but it's still a conviction in the
It's a
overall.
it's a conviction, but it's still a win that he's going to chalk up to his freaking belt line.
Yeah, actually, he's gonna chalk up the win to his belt line, but he's gonna say that it was a major loss and it was an injustice because he was black or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
B. Ivory Lamar is if I remember right, like a student to Ben Crump. So,
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
but yeah,
Well, it's like the entire thing, like with the Kyle Rittenhouse stuff, and I think that's when this community really got started, as far as like people wanting to listen to legal stuff. That charge should have never been brought. That indictment should have never happened just because of the video footage, but it did. Cost him a bunch of money. He won it, but I think the whole like Daniel Penny thing, they're probably going to bring it to trial. I just don't see how the prosecutor wins. I just like you have the patrons on the subway that are thanking him, coming back to him and thanking him. He stood there and waited for the cops and the investigators to come up and talk with them. And then 11 days later, that's when they decided to press charges because of the crazy crap, the protests on the subway in NYC, where they're blocking a subway train from coming. And then Braggs is like, okay, we're going to bring charges. It's
yeah.
a political prosecution. That's 100% what it is.
You can also very clearly see the motive of, not the motive of Braggs just to prosecute him because he wants to, but like the pressure from outside forces pushing his
No,
hand
100%.
towards something like that.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
And that is a topic I actually plan on covering. And I think at the very end, I'm probably going to wrap it up with a talk on Twitter and the new CEO, which you stated an interest in. So we're going to probably try to wrap up with that, with you getting your say on that.
Yeah, let's run into the show you got planned out, man. Let's go.
All right. And before I do that, Dragon's Treasure Tea, code Layman. This is butterscotch flavor. on stream I try out different flavors from the sample packs that I get. And this is a members only flavor called butterscotch tea.
Nice.
It's a white tea, and I hope it tastes fantastic.
I'm sure it will.
All right, so I'm gonna put this over here so it's right there. Wait a minute. Yeah. So I'm gonna be reading all of my topics in a different way today, so that'll be very interesting. Present, share screen, uh, application window. Yep.
You have a bug
I didn't catch it. I have plenty of bugs. It's Texas, my friend.
Oh yeah. Hey, I'm from Louisiana. We have just as many, I'm sure.
You probably have more because Texas isn't as
Well, yeah.
wet when you get around
For
there.
whatever reason, your screen froze on StreamYard.
Yeah, my entire stuff has it's decided it wants to take a crap for a second. It'll probably restore itself in just a second. I got the loading wheel on my screen right now while I'm trying to set up.
Yeah, I'm actually in Alabama. Yeah, I'm actually in Alabama right now. I've been working here since January. Well, technically, I've been working here for the last 2.5 years, and I go back and forth every other weekend to Louisiana. This is just my weekend where I stay in the camper. But I'm actually about to finish this project. I'll be pulling my rig back to Louisiana and bothering the old lady and the kids more often.
Hell yeah, brother. If you're in Alabama, that means you're pretty close to Camelot.
Yeah, he's about 2 hours north of where I'm at because I'm in Tuscaloosa. He's in Huntsville, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to try to make the Nashville meetup, and it was going to make sense because where I'm at, it's only like a 2.5 hour trip. So Camelot's technically an hour north of me. The Nashville meet and greet would be 2.5 hours north, and if I was going to stay here, then it would make sense. But now they're thinking about pushing us out to Chattanooga, Tennessee. So we'll be working the spread from Atlanta to Chattanooga. So if that works out, then hell yeah, I'll make the Nashville meetup. But as soon as I bring my camper back home, my company's going to be like, oh shit, you're available? We're going to send you to Texas. We're going to send you to Minnesota. We're going to send you to California.
Hey,
that's just how they operate.
If you can get sent to Texas in August between 10 to 13 of the month, there's
for Matsuri?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if I'm ever in the area for that, I want to go so bad. I even posted that I want a picture of all the girls stepping on rackets, and I want a good 4K image of it, and I'm gonna print it out on vinyl and put it on my tailgate of my truck and rock it for like a month. I'm gonna give one to Valhalla as well, just for the meme of it.
Hell yeah, man. Sounds like a great time. Dude, I cannot wait. I've gone there every year for the last 3 years, and it is a fantastic trip. I love the drive to Houston. I love the drive back. Going there in the early morning hours feels like I don't know, it feels very nice and serene. But this time I'm bringing someone with me, and I'm very excited.
A special lady?
No, it's
Oh, a special man. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were gay. No, I'm kidding.
a very incestuous relationship. Very well.
Okay.
It's my twin brother.
You have a twin?
Yeah.
No kidding. Are y'all like fraternal?
No, if you put a picture of me, you've looked at me, you've looked at him.
Okay. Hell yeah.
I actually share some concern about this whole streaming thing because if someone thinks I grew my hair out and got a little bushier beard, suddenly that the guy who started off a streaming career talking about how Aaron Dean was justified in his use of force is getting his ass kicked for looking like the guy that had the opinion.
Yeah. I mean, technically, Aaron Dean was justified in his use of force, but so was the other person, and whatever. I think that best case scenario is they both should have just shot each other at the same time. They're both dead, and whatever. But
that wouldn't have ended up that way for Aaron Dean. He has a vest on. It would have caught the bullet.
True, very true.
I think this X right here is for the entire topic.
Well, I don't know like what gun the lady had inside the house, so but if he's wearing a 3A vest, then no matter what, it's going to catch at least a 308, I believe. No, that would be a 4 vest.
She
Yeah,
had a Glock. It looked like a
so
Glock.
probably a 9 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just that case frustrates me because like let's say he did do the crime. He did do the crime of intentionally killing her without the justifiable use of force defense. Their argument to say he should go to jail was still insufficient to their cause.
Well, even the defense came out and said, and I hated this. And honestly, they
Oh,
should have the defense saying you cannot shoot a police officer and saying like police officers are held to a higher like they pretty much said like police officers are like god mode compared to like normal civilians, and that was a shit freaking argument in my opinion. They should have said she probably had the right, but he also had the right to defend himself. They were both in the correct decision making thing, and what they ended up doing was just kind of isolating cops from civilians and saying, "Well, cops are God, so therefore obey them." And no, it's just shit freaking argument in my opinion.
I think what he was trying to say, or his point to be communicated, was if she knew he was a cop, shooting him is a crime, and therefore he has all justified use of self defense. However, the problem is he bought into the prosecution's argument for some
Yep.
reason. I also was very frustrated with that. I went back and watched it, and I heard, and she is a criminal. It's like, you stupid fuck.
Yeah, you can't paint the deceased as a criminal whenever it's all about character at this point. This entire that entire case was about character of the cop and of the person, and it sucks that that person lost her life. So automatically, she gets whatever gratitude's granted to her by society because she lost her life at the hands of a cop. Cop probably shouldn't have been sneaking around the backyard, even though he was justified. But to paint it in a different set of circumstance, they could have probably painted this picture that way. But in this particular environment, it was it was so bad.
I remember being frustrated with every aspect of the case. Well, the reason why he was in the backyard is because with that call in particular, it's an open structure. An open structure call gets automatically labeled a burglary in progress.
Yep.
So, and once they do, they have to investigate the structure itself. So they check the front area, and then if they can get into the back, they go into the back and look around the structure. That's a part of the investigation.
But that makes sense to you and I whenever we can kind of understand how the law works for the most part. But to like normal citizens, they're like, well, a cop shouldn't have been in the backyard. Like he was blah blah blah. He should have announced his presence, and that's what it all came from. And maybe that's possibly what he should have done, but that's not what he did. But every action he took was probably legally justified. But everything she did was also probably legally justified.
Very much
It's just a
so.
shit like Bronca says, it's a shit outcome on both parties. But should he be convicted of manslaughter? Not in my opinion. No.
I love
It
that.
should it should it should have been a civil case. That's it should not have been criminal. It should have been civil. The department should have probably paid the family a bunch of freaking money as they deserve, and that should have been the end of it. He should have lost his job and he could go freaking work at Kroger or whatever.
Yeah, that's probably a better outcome. I hate it. I want to I got a self-defense book. I had an urge to go and slap the prosecutors and the defense with
With
the
the book,
book.
yeah.
I have the hardcover of it actually.
Oh yeah, that's what I got too. Hang on.
Get hard.
There you go.
But yeah, brought up I had this book with me when I made my first stream, and I brought up the principles within it to kind of prove my argument. Anybody who argues that Aaron Dean was against policy is an idiot, because then they would have to also similarly go after his partner who was backing him up and didn't say anything to the contrary in the whole investigation. However, it is shit that it turned out the way that it did.
No, and I agree too. I mean, honestly, watching the body cam footage and like the all the audio and stuff, it sounds and looks bad because he's he walks up to the window and it seems like it happens in like 3 seconds to where like he has his service pistol like right there and he says put down and then he fires a freaking gun one time and it seems very bad, but if it's true what he said and he's his own witness that can say it, and I'm not saying you have to believe him, but within the reasonable doubt, like you should at least let it factor in your position that he said he saw a gun and that's why he fired his pistol.
And the whole the people's proclivity to want to like go, why didn't he warn them? Why didn't he warn her? It's like, well, let's say you got a gun and it takes like half a blink of an eye for the gun to be pointed at your head. It takes even less time for, or a little bit more time, but not as much, for someone to pull the trigger, and then less that time for the bullet to hit you in the head. How fast are you wanting to respond to that threat without, will you say something to that threat, or will you do, or you act to your self-defense while that threat is happening?
No, exactly. So that's like the whole Kyle Rittenhouse during Gates Gertrude's like thing to where he didn't fire his gun until he pointed the gun at me. Now the argument goes, did the gun actually get pointed at him or was it in his direction? Whatever. You can look at the video and see like this to this is a split second decision, and this is also a split second decision. So I don't care if my gun's like this. I can, you're done. So the fact that he was it's assault with a deadly weapon, or I guess it's not battery until like you're actually hit by whatever object, but it's assault with a deadly weapon. So you're being assaulted. You're being what's the word? A gun is being brandished that could easily be used to kill you. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna shoot you back.
I love how you called him Gertrude.
Or whatever.
It's
What's his last
Grosskreutz.
name? Grosskreutz, whatever. Some German shit.
I have a stupid memory, and so I'm able to remember a lot of that case. But I also like, I was also watching it while I was out of commission for a while, so I was basically just, my brain had a lot of time to take it in and focus on it.
Yeah, that was the first full case I watched, but that was also the first full case that was covered by Rackets. And whenever he started whatever trend this is, but
Well, it was the first televised trial he watched because it was the first one that he thought
yeah.
to do it with.
Well, he wanted to do like Chauvin before, but I think he covered that his schedule didn't work out prior to that.
Yeah,
So I was watching the well, not watching, but I was getting the highlights from Robert
Gobert.
Groover, Gouveia. Yeah, I was watching it through him prior because when the thing happened, Donut Operator, he kind of covered it and said like blah 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 this that and the other. I was like, cool. Then Robert Gouveia popped up, and I started watching it through him. And then he shouted out Rackets, and that's when I started watching Rackets back in late 2020. I think that was like the end of November or whatever.
Yeah, it was
And
towards the end of November.
yeah, and honestly, like, thank God that happened. That was like such good content, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was very much a way to kill the time. I was able to breeze through a lot of the trials. I would go to sleep because I was still on my night schedule. I'd go to sleep and I'd wake up and the trial's still going and I'd catch the end of it. I woke up just in time for the acquittal. I
Oh
was so,
wow,
I
dude, I
am
was so
so
emotional
happy.
through that, man. Like I was feeling that whenever like you could see it building up in Kyle Rittenhouse's mind, man. I was so emotional through that.
I think if he had gotten convicted, he probably wouldn't have cried. He would have just steel faced himself
Mm-hmm.
and gone to jail. I think
Yep.
you could see the slow process of all the guards he had put up during the whole time just dissolve as he was being acquitted. And god damn, dude.
Dude, like you see it building up in like that mouth movement that he was making to where like the pressure was building up in his mouth. And then as soon as that last acquittal came up, he's like
Yeah.
dropped. And I'm like, dude, bravo, man. Bravo. That's the correct reaction to have when your life's handed back to you after it was stolen from you for the past 2 years. Or maybe it was like a year.
It
But
was a
whatever.
year. It was a pretty quick prosecution.
But
Uh I
I was listening
remember
with these. I had my earbuds in the entire time while I was at work, just listening to it, and like the guys were like, "Hey, we need you." I was like, "Wait a second, I'm busy, I'm listening." But I was giving them the highlights and the play by play as things were happening because they were curious. But
I'm listening to an adult, a recently turned adult, get acquitted from a non-crime he did to save his own fucking life. Give me a minute.
yeah, he shot pedophiles. Fuck yeah.
uh, I uh, I remember feeling so desperate about the situation. I prayed
For Kyle.
for Kyle.
Oh yeah.
I made a very earnest and very sincere prayer for on Kyle's behalf because I thought the situation was going to turn out with him getting convicted just because of the games that the prosecutor played. And I have been so steadily and readily disillusioned from any idea that the state has any type of interest of ours in its mind in the past 3 years alone.
Well, I think it goes all the way back to 2016 since Trump got elected. They don't care about the public. Like honestly, when Obama was like still president, there was at least some kind of like fecal image of, hey, there's unity in the world because we were still stemming off what happened in like 9/11 and stuff. But whenever Trump got elected, that's when everything changed, in my opinion, because this outsider came in and we're just like, we can't have outsiders because we've been running this swamp forever. This is my swamp, get out of it, as Shrek would say. And I think like every citizen forgot about the unity from like 9/11 and all the crap that happened for that, whether you believe that it was like state organized or if it was actual terrorists, it doesn't matter. The fact it brought unity to the world, and everybody across the freaking ocean saw that, and it was an amazing thing. And ever since Trump got elected, and I like Trump personally, I think he was good for our country, but the bad that came from him was the division that the left did. And it's not our fault, it's their fault. Would I ever not vote for Trump again? No, I'm going to vote for him again if he runs. But it's not our fault that you guys are freaking pansies and can't just understand that we do need change in the appropriate way.
Yeah,
We can't live in this whole like hierarchy of we just trust the government forever. No, he brought the fact that we cannot trust the government. They hate us. They hate who you are. The corporations hate us.
very much so. And real quick, NC Native, nice to see you in the Rumble chat. He said, two cultures, two-tier justice system, parallel economies, one federal government. It won't work in the long run.
Nope. Anarchy is in the future.
I think we'll have, I think we'll improve our. I think everyone who doom pills, I don't see. I see a little bit of turmoil, but I don't see a collapse in the future.
I, I don't see a full collapse. I do see. Okay, so everybody likes to talk about the pendulum swinging in each direction. Back in 2020, we went very far to the left. Well, let me actually, we went, well, this is the left on screen. We went very far to the left. And we're starting to see corrective action happening from that. But there's still so many people that's like blowing the pendulum back that direction because they're afraid of the change that we actually need. But whenever it was over here, they were like, fuck yeah, let's blow it all the way over here. We need all the freaking change in the world. That's what Obama said. And we blew the pendulum so goddamn far to where it's impossible for like anybody to actually live in a apologetic society. Now that it's coming back and people are starting to notice, they're like, oh, I don't want that. No, Trump might get reelected or whatever. The pendulum has to come back in the middle. It's going to go back over here, and people are going to like, all the red pill guys are going to blow it like, no, it needs to stay over here. No, it needs to be right goddamn in the center to where everybody has a voice in it. Because you can't tell me that over 50% or at least 50% of Americans are like, good job, Dylan Mulvaney and Bud Light. No, that's complete bogus. So,
I think if it does need a swing, we need to make it so instead of it swinging from here to here, it needs to swing between this little margin. Back
yeah,
and
let's
forth,
give it
back.
2 degrees each direction. We're fine.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Reagan wanted too. Like Reagan was kind of like the progressive force that brought us back from the Republican like corruption and stuff and brought us to progressivism, which is or progressiveness, whatever. And I'm okay with being progressive. Like it's fine. Like we don't have to be in the old country back in Israel or whatever, but we can at least like focus like, okay, some people identify different or view life differently, so we can accommodate them in a certain way, but we're not going to trade our values for it. We can accommodate their values, hold on to ours, and broaden the spectrum to where everybody's included. I'm okay with that.
When you talk about Israel, I remember I've been going through the Bible lately, and I remember thinking, man, if only I could take a walk in the day of a life of the Hebrews in the time of the judges while they were still in good behavior.
Oh, if you question it whatsoever, you'd be killed. You'd be put on a cross.
Oh no, I wouldn't question it. I'd love to walk
Well,
their
the fact that
walk
you
in
want
the
to
day
walk
of.
because you're probably going to question it a little bit because of your beliefs, right?
I would, I wouldn't.
Not maybe not question it to them, but like you're going to have your own thoughts, you know?
I think I'd practice the practices. I'm already circumcised, so if I went there, I wouldn't. It's like, oh hey, he's already. If they ever like
Sorry.
looked like, oh hey, that's that Gentile is already circumcised. All right, you can sojourn here. They're friendly to sojourners. Like it's not like in the time of the judges, it basically sets out in rules, even in the king's time, that sojourners of Israel are to be treated with respect as the they're supposed to be given grace and respect as were the Hebrews in the time of Joseph when they went to Egypt.
Yeah, but doesn't
And
that like indoctrinate you into the class system because you have to be this to be part of this kind of thing? And that's kind of what we try to get away with, in my opinion. We try to like put everybody on the same playing field with equality, not equity. But maybe I'm misunderstanding like what you're saying. I don't know.
I was just saying if I could walk the walk of a life in a time past, I would probably have I would probably like to see how life was like in with my own eyes in the time of the judges before King Saul and David for the
Okay.
Hebrews.
I think I'm reading too deep into what you were saying originally. My bad.
It wasn't about like the culture system or
Okay.
how it interact. It was just literally like if I could interact on a surface level and see how the culture was, I would love to observe, uh,
I think
judge.
that's the benefit of having written record though. I mean, I know it's going through the bias of the person that wrote it, but we do have the ability to look back into the past and understand how the dynamics of what was. And throughout time you can see the dynamic changes that happened and the reasons why. So whenever like Western civilization hit America, it was such a good thing because they brought all the good from Europe and they deleted what they thought was bad from the monarchy. So that created the freedom that America now represents. And what I fear, and you could read back on the Federalist Papers of what they meant by it. It defines literally every decision they ever made, and I wish people would look at it more. The reason why America exists is for unnegotiated freedom as a human to survive in life. And I think that's what it needs to go back to. But the fact of people wanting to like encroach culture, their idea and their truth onto people is completely retarded, in my opinion. Sorry for cursing or saying the bad naughty R word, but it's literally that.
I say it
Like,
all the time on my streams. You're
yeah,
good.
just go do you. Just go be yourself. That's fine. And the fact that you want me to adopt your worldview and I push back and say, well, my worldview doesn't allow that, and you're not okay with that, that's just completely retarded.
Yes,
So,
sir.
anyway, if you want to get into the topics, man, let's do it.
I was gonna say, I have been reading the Federalist Papers. I've actually done two streams reading through it. I'm on, I think I'm on Federalist 10, and I do Federalist paper reading streams on Wednesday. So there's
Yeah,
that, and
I never got. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I'm also starting to realize why Nick doesn't start his topics on time because having a person to talk to is so much more interesting
Dude,
personally.
right? Well, so to give you like push back the topic a little more, I I live by myself in a camper while I'm on the road, and I talk to my old lady all the time. I talk to the kids, and it's great. But my man time that's I'm doing this on my desk. My man time that I associate like I this is me time to where I don't want to be on the phone, I don't want to text the entire time, is either listen to podcasts or participate in live chats. So I have all these thoughts, and to actually talk to a person, and that's why I like this entire like new concept where everybody's starting to live stream. I think it's great. I think everybody should put a camera in front of their face and talk to the goddamn internet because the community is amazing. I enjoy this so much.
It certainly helps connect people in ways that they weren't typically connected before.
Exactly.
An NC native, you bastard. I love it. Beer is Hebrew.
Unless she helped brew it.
Yep.
Then it's she brew.
She brew. All right. With that, it's time to get to the topic.
45 minutes in.
Oh yeah, 45 minutes. It's 50 minutes from where I typically want to start, but I got lost in the talking before we started up. So the first topic,
like I said, it's our first time. It's our first time like meeting each other, so like there's gonna be words exchanged. So
yeah, it's very much so. I think the first like three topics. No, this is GOP lawmakers. I think I have it tied because it's Texas tangentially GOP. And first two topics, yeah. Texas updates. And Texas has its own Florida man, but unfortunately we don't have as many funny prevailing Florida men. Man fatally shoots girlfriend because he was angry she had an abortion, Texas police said. This topic kind of speaks to me in a way.
that's an eye for an eye, in my opinion. No, I'm kidding.
God damn it. Oh, what the fuck? Why does it do that? Okay. Alright. So the Texas court to allow microfilm to continue for now, of course, yeah. Fair enough ruling, but I feel like the arbitrary and capriciousness that the FDA operates under with microstone is enough to should have been enough to overrule. Also, the Comstock Act. I got really familiar with that very early. The Comstock Act is basically saying it's illegal or improper to mail abortion drugs to people. And a part of the things that would have been scaled back with the FDA's action is this whole mailing to people thing. So that's a major problem with the FDA's whole setup there.
Yeah, but how does like you're way more like legalese than I am. So did she get mailed in drugs or did she go out of state to get the abortion?
Oh no, this is completely separate. I was talking about she got an abortion in Colorado. She went out of
She
state.
went from Texas to Colorado? Jesus Christ.
It's like
Can't you just get
in the
Nevada?
upper right hand side. Nevada's like 3 states that way. Or
for
over
whatever
in the
reason,
west.
I think for whatever reason, my retarded brain thought Columbus, Ohio. Never mind.
Like Columbus, Ohio? Colorado.
You said Colorado. I was thinking Columbus, Ohio. I don't know why.
Columbus,
no,
Ohio. Yeah, I could see it.
One state up.
Columbus, Ohio, C starts with C, ends in O. Colorado starts with C, ends in O. I can see how the brain. My brain.
You think I would know this because in November of last year, I drove from Louisiana to Breckenridge, Colorado. So you think I would know that?
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I was thinking, yeah, Colorado's like at the upper
one state up
west side of the Panhandle.
Yeah, no, that was just retarded brain syndrome.
Oh shit! What the fuck? I caught glimpses of the story, and this guy does more than fatally shoots his girlfriend. What the hell? Hold on. A 22-year-old man was arrested and charged with murder after police says he got angry at his girlfriend for having an abortion out of state and fatally shot her in a Dallas parking lot this week. Dallas Police Department said officers responded to a reported shooting at about 7:40 a.m. Wednesday and found 26-year-old Gabriel Gonzalez shot on the ground. She died at the scene, police said in a statement. Surveillance video from the parking lot showed that her boyfriend, Harold Thompson, arguing when he tried to put her in a chokehold, according to an arrest affidavit obtained by Associated Press. In this video, Gonzalez shrugs him off and the two continued walking. Then Thompson pulled out a gun and shot her multiple times before fleeing, the affidavit said.
Holy shit.
He went
That's not
full.
reactionary.
He
That's
went
not reactionary.
full like savagery in response. Investigators said Gonzalez had recently traveled back to Dallas from Colorado, where she had an abortion. It is believed that the suspect was the father of the child, the affidavit said. The suspect did not want Gonzalez to get an abortion. Abortions have been banned in Texas beyond the 6 weeks of pregnancy since late 2021, and most abortions in the state, except in emergent cases, have been blocked since the U.S. Supreme Court overturned the constitutional privilege to abortion last year. Every time.
I mean, hey, let's just give the applaud to the base guy who shot his girlfriend for getting an abortion. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Don't kill people because they killed a baby. Like, probably needs to break up with them or whatever. I don't know.
He has a remedy in Texas. I don't like. Okay, maybe his. So his remedy in Texas would be this lawsuit stipulation in Texas. So I don't think you can sue the mother, but you can sue the provider of an abortion for restitution. For
yeah, but like you're getting into the legal side of things versus like the morality what the guy felt. So if he wanted the kid and the woman killed the kid without his like authority or whatever authority he would have, then it becomes an emotional thing. I don't think he was thinking about whatever legal actions he had. I think he was thinking like, God damn it, bitch, you killed my baby. That's probably, and he's like, blam, and that's what he did. Well, he did the chokehold thing first, and then he went blam. So.
Yeah, that's a photo of him, by the way. Right here.
Oh God, he looks like a person that would kill somebody on Minecraft.
And now you're in an FBI database because you said in Minecraft. Oscar Pistorius.
I dare the FBI to investigate me. They're gonna find us a bunch of porn, probably. No, I'm
kidding. The undated photo provided by Dallas County Sheriff's Office in Texas show Harold Thompson. Thompson has been charged with murder in the death of his girlfriend, 26-year-old Gabriela Gonzalez. Thompson remained jailed Friday, May 12th. So he's been caught. He's in jail.
I wonder if he turned himself in or they have to catch him.
I don't know.
Does it say that?
No, it doesn't say that. It also doesn't say Harold Thompson. Dallas County. If you're going to go look through databases.
Big Gonzalez?
Yeah, victim is Gabriela Gonzalez.
Can you hear me typing?
Yeah, very mildly, and I don't even mind typing.
No, like I so my microphone's mounted to my desk, and I could hear the thumping and the side tone feedback, and I'm like, oh God, I hope nobody hears that.
It's gonna have to be heard for a little bit because I needed to up the gain on. Wait a minute. Oh, you might need to up your noise gate or noise suppression just like a touch because
how's that? I just upped it about 10%.
Down at 10% and then go a couple more down.
You want me to lower it or raise it?
Lower it.
Okay, that's lowering it down to 25%.
Now put it back to where he had it. The noise hasn't changed.
Okay, that's back where it's at.
All right. Oscar Pistorius was the Olympian in South Africa who shot his girlfriend. This is after he said Oscar pissed off Torius? Turker Burbies. If you're a dude that enjoys getting pegged, not only are you sus, your peg is sus. God damn it! NC, I love NC Native. He does is he's an
NC Native, you have a problem with getting pegged? Like Jesus Christ, it's 2023. It's okay if
it's
that's what you're into.
it's a Pegasus.
Well, he just wanted you to read it. So,
Oh, I appreciate his puns. He's a fantastic punster.
well, next time do it with a Rumble rant. Make it worth his while.
I don't know. He might be on a mobile, which means he can't do that.
Like a gay, like GHEY gay, not the other one.
What are you gay? There
Hey,
you
you gay.
go. All right, yeah, I wanted to cover that story because I don't know, it caught my attention. It's like, damn, a Texas guy who does the thing that most guys want to do whenever they find this out, like in their
You
heart
abort
of,
my baby, I abort you.
like every guy feels this, I believe, in their heart of hearts, to
Well,
some
so
effect.
I'll speak from the heart of my thing. So me and the old lady, we've been together for about 2 years now. Like we decided a little bit over a year ago that we were official, but we spent 2 years figuring out if we were meant to be together. And that's a thing that I started doing with women. Like we're gonna hang out and talk for a while and figure out if we make sense together because I went through some shit. And we found out we wanted to be together. And one of the parameters that I told her is I don't think government involved marriage is a thing. And she's like, thank you. Perfect. So our love is our love and contracted by our self worth to each other versus the government. The other thing was, I told her, at some point I want you to get off of birth control. I don't I don't think it's healthy for women to be on birth control, in my opinion. It, you can have whatever thoughts you want. I don't care. In my opinion, and she agreed with it, and she was comfortable with getting off of it. So she's falling off of it now, and she's going through the process of addressing the hormone change that she's going through. And I straight up told her, "Yo, we're boyfriend girlfriend. We gonna do the deed. We gonna have the sex. If a baby pops out because of it, we keep the baby. That's the reason why sex exists." And she's okay with it. And like we developed that mindset through the 2 years we've been together, and that's my. I don't believe in abortion. I think it's dumb. Most people think abortion's a contraceptive, and it's not, because the contraceptive is just don't do the thing. In my opinion, abstinence is the best contraceptive, and people think they have a right to have sex. No, you don't. You can't just go like take a freaking ticket from the DMV and be like, it's my turn to have sex. No, that's not how it works. Anyway, I,
I muted myself so I could reduce the crinkling of this. I had
no, you're
only,
fine.
I woke up and only ate a rice cracker.
I had a bowl of ramen earlier, so I'm fully geared to go. No, I'm kidding.
Dude, I'm about to, whenever the stream's over, I'm gonna try something new. So, I was trying to figure out a way to season my rice whenever I steam it. I realized I could just mix some flavoring in the water or something with flavor like a spice into the water and then steam the rice so it'll be absorbed into it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try and make some cinnamon flavored steamed rice.
Oh god, it sounds horrible.
It might be good.
What are you gonna put over the rice?
Uh,
Or is this plain rice?
it'll be just plain rice. It'll be like rice,
God, bro,
cinnamon,
what kind
and
of Vietnamese person are you? Jesus Christ.
well, for the rice in the thing, it's just gonna be the rice, but I'm gonna make like chicken off the side.
Okay, that's fair. Okay. Chicken and rice, that's my go-to because like it's high in protein and it's low in calories.
Have you had a cinnamon burger patty?
No, and I
It
don't ever want to.
it it tastes better than you think. I promise
Really?
you. I made the accident because I was trying to spice my hamburger patty with chili pepper or chili powder, and the cinnamon, the ground cinnamon, and the chili powder are the same looking container in the pantry because my grandma bought like whatever, and so that's what I picked out from. I mixed it up and I realized after I put it up, it's like that's ground cinnamon. I put ground cinnamon in my burger patty.
I mean, like, so maple syrup inside of like a breakfast sausage is really good. So I guess if you're going for that, what would that be? Like sweet and savory? I
Yeah,
guess.
it'll be a sweet and savory flavor. It tasted so damn good. I started becoming my regular mistake rather than my one-off mistake. So I'm
No,
gonna
I
see if
mean
cinnamon works well with adding a taste of flavor um
rice.
to rice. And I
I
would have
mean maybe.
I tried it on chicken, but chicken getting cooked because I don't like. I'll have to cut it up because it's gonna be going into a bowl of rice anyway before I put it on the grill. But I figured out that heavily seasoning chicken bits and chicken itself is not very good because uh, you have to cook it for so long that the actual like spice on top of it either hardens into a layer or
Oh
is not
yeah,
very.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, it almost becomes like a crust, and it's not infused into the meat.
Yeah. So
So check. So I bought last week, and I was home. I bought a I don't know if you can see that. I bought a flat top grill, and I did hibachi for the first time.
ooh,
Oh god, the woman and the boys loved it. And that was my first time ever cooking a flat top, and we did fried rice and vegetables, and I ended up doing chicken with some weird chili sauce, and it was fucking amazing. But now they're like, Matt, can you please come home and cook us hibachi again? I'm like, I'll be home in a week, I guess. Like, we're doing trim and steak next time, but god damn it, I love hibachi with a passion. I can't do all like the tricks and stuff, but
the tricks and stuff is just the seasoning after you get really good at cooking.
yeah, right. And I love to cook. That's one of my favorite passions. I
Y-
mean, being from South Louisiana, like you're supposed to have like your Cajun dynasty of cooking.
Dude, I've started cooking like in the past month. Who knew? I didn't think about it, but I should have been cooking for myself for months, years.
How, how old are you?
I'm 24.
Okay, yeah, that's about the time I started cooking too. That was my first apartment by myself, and I'm like, this was before DoorDash, and the only thing you can get delivered was like Domino's, and I'm like, I'm tired of pizza, and then I made a quesadilla. That was my first thing I ever cooked in my own apartment. I was like, man, cooking's not that hard, and then I didn't burn the place down, so I just kept on cooking, and I just enjoy it.
I
That's what.
started. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
The My first experience with cooking started out in a Waffle House. Whenever, whenever there wasn't enough cooks or there were too many wait staff members, I would be put on the grill, and I was just basically I was either setting the meat on the grill and then like flipping it over just to make sure it's all cooked, or I was on waffles.
Yeah,
And
fair.
man, waffles, you you just you pick up a thing, you slop a bit of goop on it, you set the thing down, and you just wait. That's basically all it is. But you got like an array of 2, 4, 6, 8, 8 or 10 waffle irons with a timer for each one. And that's kind of how I got my start. I was also like I would cook for myself at Waffle House because uh, if you work there while you're working, your food is free. So typically, it's etiquette for you to cook your own food, or if it's like if you got a nice cook, they'll do it for you. But I
Yeah,
got
funny
really
enough.
decent at making my own eggs and whatnot.
Yeah, funny enough, like so my actual I don't consider this my first job because like I'm 33, so once you like get into a career, you forget about all your high school jobs or whatever. I worked at Subway. I delivered pizza at 17 for a local food restaurant, but my the first job that I really lasted for like 6 months in was Pepper's Pizzeria. It was a local pizza place. It was gourmet pizza, and I was a line cook there. And we would do the same thing. Like if you wanted to eat after the lunch rush, especially working a split shift, you would make your own cheesy bread or whatever, and you just like throw whatever toppings you want on there. And but I did that, and I didn't realize that would be the first part of because it's not really cooking whenever you're just like mixing things into a barrel. It seemed like because like I didn't really do the prep work because we had morning people come in at 8 o'clock, and that's who did like all the prep work, chop the onions, chop tomatoes, whatever. We just like had ramekins of like these large like 2 liter ramekins, and we just like grab ingredients and throw them on pizza, and like after the sauce and whatever and cheese and throw into the oven that ran like 800 degrees and it would send it through. And then because whatever reason, I'm pretty good at leveling up at jobs. I ended up being a actual pure line cook to where I was making Alfredo sauce from scratch and crap. And then somebody told me that my food tastes like shit, and I walked out and said, "Fuck you, I quit." I'm
Oh,
18 years old. I don't give a shit. So, and then I ended up going to the oil field. So, and then I did the same thing and I leveled up in the oil field, and then now I'm an inspector for a major pipeline company. So
and
that's my
now
goal.
and now someone's gonna say your oil field tastes like shit, and you're gonna say, "Fuck you, I
Yeah,
quit."
no, I'm gonna look at them and be like, "Yeah, it does. Why are you licking my pipe? Fuck you." Like this pipe's been in the ground since the '70s, man. Like, stop licking it. Jesus Christ.
My first job, I realized, wasn't actually your typical like part-time job. I I had this passion or this like fire that I didn't recognize from before. And I only think I recognize it because people
Hey,
pointed out in
real
some
quick,
way.
I'm gonna shut up my camera for a second, but I'm still listening. I just have to go take care of something, but I'm listening.
Okay, okay. I've had this passion for some time, and I recognized it only really when people pointed out to me. But I went and found my first job whenever I was like 14 or 15 because I realized there was something to do in the neighborhood. And so I went with my twin and we went around looking for something to do for some kind of help. And I realized we could probably make a little bit of money off it if we just offered our services. And so, like, 2 blocks down from the house I live at right now, that way, going into the street just a little bit, I helped someone lay their grass for like a day and I got paid like 20 something dollars for it. Me and my brother both.
You got paid $20 late sod? Jesus.
I just like a part of my mind was like, oh, it's a good way to help out. Someone like has something that they need to get done. We could probably do it, make a little bit of money off it. I don't really care. It
But
was,
you were probably gonna do it anyway. But the fact that you got paid is kind of cool.
yeah, it was very cool. We took that $20 and we went home and it's like, hell yeah. I
We
but
can
like
go rent the new Capcom game. Hell yeah.
I went, I did like small work before that anyway. Like, but that was I wouldn't actually call it work because it was like I would do chores around the house or just extra stuff that weren't really chores, just kind of help out the grandparents, and they'd be like, yeah, here's $1 for that. It's like, yeah, thank you. I'm gonna save up a bunch of these and buy something out of it. That's how I. That's just how I operated like very early on. So I'm starting to realize that this is just a natural progression of all that. And hell yeah, hopefully I get to run with this. Yeah,
No, I get it.
my first job
No, good.
wasn't the typical part-time at like a McDonald's.
Yeah, my first job, technically first job, it was I was a dishwasher. I was 15 years old. I was making 4.75 an hour because minimum wage is 5.25, but they had this training clause or whatever it's called to where they could pay a certain percentage under minimum wage for a certain period of time. So I was working for West Main Pizza. I have a lot of pizza experience in my background for whatever reason. But
Mamma mia, it's B3.
yeah, right. This is Louisiana, so like not seafood. What? I didn't work on a shrimp boat, I guess, but whatever. No, I worked for them and I lasted like 2 weeks, and I'm like, you're paying me like just shy of $5 an hour to freaking wash these crusty plates of people licking crap. No, I'm not doing this. And then I ended up going to do commercial plumbing for a buddy's dad's company during the summer, and that was a cool experience because commercial plumbing is really more or less like construction. You're
Ooh.
just building the foundation for what's going to be built on top of it. And I did that for the summer. I was like, shit, I like construction. And then just, you know what? These topics would probably make for a separate stream versus your news coverage
Dude,
because we're getting into the weeds here. Honestly, maybe at some point in the future we should probably like go through our life stories and how we got to where we're at. That would be for a very good stream in my opinion, but I think we should get back to the topics you have.
I do not mind, but all right, we'll do a redo and have more of a personal
Well,
conversation around that time.
yeah, because I like you, man. I'm not gonna say what I want to do to you, but I like you.
Oh shit! What the fuck? Hopefully, what you're gonna do to me is put me in a gym and have me fucking bulk up.
I mean, you just gotta put some muscles on you a little bit. I'm not the biggest person. I'm just
It's
whatever.
I've been losing a lot of weight though. That's
No, that's dude. My thing, and it's like scurry off a little bit. Uh, I've told my old lady my only thing that I tell her is don't get fat. And the first time I told her that, she was kind of like a little appalled about it. But I told her I will not be unhealthy if you just promise to also be healthy. And once she understood that, she's like, "Oh, I get it. Yeah, like I'm not going to like gain 8,000 pounds if you promise to also not gain 8,000 pounds because you look beautiful the way you are and you're attracted to me for whatever man physique that I have. So just maintain that. That's all I care about. Well,
yeah,
that's not. I mean, I care about her mind. Like she's a beautiful woman, like inside and out. But like, I don't want. I don't want to have sex with an 800 pound chick, and she doesn't want to have sex with an 800 pound dude. So that's our
uh,
negotiation, and she understands that. It's great.
yeah. I think the appall was before she realized that you're not asking her to do anything special. You're asking her to keep the balance between you two.
That's it. That's all it is.
NC Native, I'm about to jump in the shower, but I'm gonna keep listening to you, Layman. I just won't be chatting anything. I'll leave you with one more joke. How come I have to turn my phone sideways every time I look at my Tinder dates? It's because they're fat. In case you
No, they're
didn't,
not fat. They're wide.
they're ultra wide aspect ratio. Be right back.
Yeah.
All right, and with that, uh, hold on. We're an
Okay.
hour and 10 and 11 minutes in. That means it is time to do a thing that I do every hour of the stream. Code Layman at Dragon's Treasure for 10% off of your tea. I have been drinking the butterscotch tea, which is a members only tea. So this would mean that you would have to do the Dragon Wings membership. Just the $5 there, and you can be able to buy this, which is a little bit more than what would be normally asked for, but you know, it's very good. I've been drinking it through the stream, and I can attest it tastes very good. I knew it had cinnamon. I knew it had cinnamon. I've become very keen on the cinnamon flavor. I can also taste jasmine flavors now.
He's so keen to it. He wants to put it in his rice.
Dude, cinnamon is pretty good. I think it's one of those spices that's supposed to I think it's like an herbal remedy that you're not supposed to put in everything. Like proper licorice. It's actually like it's got medicinal value. And I remember watching a video where a guy ate like multiple pounds of it and died of a heart attack because of licorice, like proper black licorice.
Oh wow.
And he pretty much died on the spot. It was tragic, but it was certainly one hell of a story. So,
Sounds like it.
so the butterscotch tea is a white tea. Remember, there's green tea, black tea, herbal, green tea, black tea, white tea, herbal, and
Earl Grey. No, I'm kidding.
green tea, green, black, white, herbal. God damn it. Oolong tea. There we go. You can get all of this, all the tea that you see. There was a particular one that I've been drinking today. It contains nuts. So do not drink this if you're allergic to nuts or a feminist. You don't want nuts. Uh, I have him for
That was good.
anime and tea lovers. You can also get teaware. Remember code Layman for 10% off of your purchase and enjoy some fantastic tea with fantastic savings. There we go.
Yeah. NC Native said he was going to be right back, or she, and they haven't been right back. You liar.
Hey, it takes a little bit of time. I know. Showering's a little bit of an ordeal. So
Bring
this
your phone
is
in the shower.
well, they're listening. I think they got it
Yeah.
on speaker. So GOP lawmakers explain vote against Republican border bill. I put this although it's not specifically Texas, in the Texas area of the topics, because GOP lawmaker, Texas GOP is Texas generally like a Republican state, and it's got a border bill aspect to it, which we're a border state, so we got Republicans and a border. There we go. So Representative John Duarte, there we go, a Republican from California, explained his decision to vote against the GOP's border bill that the House passed mostly along party lines, saying he did so to support working families and agriculture. Duarte was one of the Republicans, along with Thomas Massey, I guess Kentucky. That's probably got to be Kentucky.
Yeah,
That
that's fine.
chose to vote against the bill. Quick, just gonna. I have all these tabs open that I probably don't actually need to utilize. Well, all of these are like news and like. This is a contact I'm hoping to have later. This is the art. Oh, this is something I need. Pin that. That's the Library of Congress. That's where I've been reading the Federalist paper from. I have the book itself. Thomas.
Yeah, I think you can actually. Is this Google Chrome?
This is Opera GX.
Oh, okay. So I know in Google Chrome you can actually group tags together. So tabs, not tags.
Yeah, Kentucky. There we go.
I don't know how you can understand what you're looking at up top, by the way. It's so much.
Well, all right. So this is The Hill. This is Fox 4. This is Politico. This is two unidentified, probably CNN, Lori Vallow, CNN, ABC, ABC, CNN, MSNBC.
All right, I get it. I get it. You know what you're looking at. I get it. Like,
Well,
don't flex on me, bro.
it's just because it's the logo. It's got a logo attached to it. So I've just been facetiously reading out the logo that I see. I don't know what it's about.
Yeah, but if it didn't stop you, we're just gonna go all the way to the end, and we're just gonna be sitting here like, I know. Yeah, you know. Great.
And this one right here is GitHub. I actually know that logo. It doesn't even have to actually like. That was for. I think I was looking up OBS. Yeah, it was. I was trying to figure out how to get the chats all in one area on the OBS thing.
I get so messed up if I have more than like 6 tabs open. Like I'll start opening new browsers because I just can't deal with it.
I have a couple browsers of more than at least 20 tabs.
God dang it.
If I pull up my task manager and show you the CPU usage, my Opera GX is probably eating up a lot of it right now.
Let me ask you this. What are you running for a computer?
Well, I have either an i5 or an i7. I forget the specifics of it. Like 1700, 17,000.
Okay. So, yeah, you're like in the realm of like good.
I got a pretty strong one because I realized I play RPGs, and apparently RPGs are more CPU intensive.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I get it.
So I got a stronger one to accommodate that.
Well, I'm running an AMD Ryzen 9 3900 with a 3080, I believe, GPU. So 32 gigs of RAM. Yeah, but I play a lot of games.
What was your CPU?
3900 AMD.
I got an Intel i7 10700 CPU.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's like 12 cores, I believe. You said 11 what?
10700.
10700.
It's an i7.
Oh, it's 8 cores. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, it's still plenty because you got to think back to like the early like 2010s. We were running like freaking quad cores, and now we're running like you could have the Threadripper from AMD that has like 32 goddamn cores on it. It's ridiculous.
I bought a computer off of my coworker, which is a cheap piece of crap. It wasn't a cheap piece of crap. It was a functional working computer that had not the strongest CPU and an integrated graphics card. And it ran most of the games that I wanted to play like shit, but it was a good way of getting started out. And then I just transferred a lot of the parts from that into my new PC build and just got a motherboard A new CPU and a graphics card.
See, that's kind of the same way that I got into PCs. So I had a laptop. It was a two-in-one. Like you could flip it back, and it would be like a tablet with the keyboard
Oh,
on the back. Like this was back in 2016. Like it was cool. It came from Samsung. I thought it was awesome. And then I had it set up in my old camper while I was working the road, and I had like dual monitors, like 60 hertz. I was like, yeah, I'm a gamer. And I had it set up through a docking system through USB Type C. And then my buddy walks in my camper. He's like, "Oh God, look at all that screen tear." I never understood what screen tear was prior to him saying that, and he told me what it was, and I'm like, "Oh God, you just broke my world because now I noticed it. I thought it was normal." So
was it just
he's
like
like, "Well,
really laggy, or was it like?
no." So everything was fine. It was running roughly 50 to 60 hertz, but just because I was playing Dragon Ball Z Legends, I think it was. Um, and he was showing me what screen tear was through my monitors. It was because of the processing power couldn't keep up with the frame lag.
Oh,
So so he brought me to his house and he's like, "This is what an optimal computer looks like on this game." I'm like, "You just ruined my goddamn world, and now I'm giving you $3,000 to build me a PC." so so that's how I built my first PC. That was a I can't remember the CPU, but it was pretty much like back in like 2019, 2020, the best of the best with the 1080 Ti, like whatever you can get. And maybe 2019, whatever year the 1080 Ti was like at its like most expensive value. And since then, I had him build me a computer with a 2080 Ti, and that was cool. Ray tracing first came out, played Cyberpunk, good game, bunch of glitches, and then I'm like, well, let's build one more PC. And then I built one with a 3080, and that's the one I'm running on right now. So, and I'm like, no, no more PCs. I'm done. They're too expensive.
well, the thing I like about my PC is that I recently just got a 3060 Ti because I was running with the 1650. Uh,
Oh wow, that's outdated.
well, it was outdated, but it was a lot stronger than what the one I had before, and it's what got me into my current area of streaming and whatnot. So I'm not too
No,
like it's
a
outdated, but
1650 can do it, but you probably need a capture card like with it. But if you're running like anything like a 30 series or greater, then you could do like both things through it.
I think I pissed off my coworkers yesterday because I was like, "Yeah, I got a 3060 Ti like the other day," and they're like, "How much did you buy for?" Like, $280. I'm like, "What?"
Bruh, that's a deal. That's a deal.
It was, and they're like, "Oh, you probably got it used." And it's like, "Yeah, it was a previously owned one," but it's like I'm not ragging on previously owned or new. It's like I don't really care.
We bought two 36 Ti's during the pandemic. This was 2021 because we used to do mining, me and my buddy. Because we didn't buy things to do mining, we just realized we had a shitload of GPUs collectively, and we're like, well, why aren't we mining? And like during 2020 and 2021, it's the mining fiasco. You might as fucking well if you have the resources to do it. So we built a mining rig, and we ended up picking up two 36 Ti's. They were $450 a piece. Then I bought my 3080 that I eventually put into my PC
Wait,
just
wait,
because we had it.
mining Bitcoin mining or actual mining?
No, well mining Ethereum
Oh,
through the
okay.
yeah Ethereum blockchain, whatever. So we actually made like 14,000 bucks probably doing that because like yeah,
Oh,
no, it was great. It was great. Like we mined like freaking like 12 freaking Ethereum coins, and my buddy actually cashed out a couple of them just to relegate the cost of like the input of like resources because electricity is like a son of a bitch, you know.
yeah.
Um, but no, I kept like my stake of it, which was 3.2 bit Ethereum coin. And I still have that stashed in a Ledger wallet, and it goes up and down. It was worth like 25,000 at one point, but now it's worth like nine. But I'm like, it was free money, so I'm just gonna let it sit. And if whatever happens, happens, it might go to a million. Who knows? But it was free money. That's what I look at it as. So I don't need to cash out and be like, "Ooh, look at this! I could buy a Rolex." No, I don't need I could buy a Rolex
I am
regardless.
going to ask you at a later time after the stream, help me understand Bitcoin or the cryptocurrency. I am looking into it, or I am interested in it. I've not started looking into it yet.
Look, I'll say it to you, and I'll say it to whoever's watching this. It's a speculative investment. That's all it is. If you want to be, um, what's the word I'm looking for? If you want to be, there's a fucking word for it. Exposed to all the markets. Like typically, everybody says like 401k, Roth IRA, whatever. Do the all the markets, whatever, and do the SP, the SPY, the whatever. But everybody kind of suggests that you do like 5% into crypto, period, because it's speculative and there's a chance that it goes crazy. But it's also like if you gather all your money together and you're like, I'm worth $20,000 and I lose $5,000, that's $2,000. So, or it's 1 grand. Does that 1 grand you lose bankrupt your life? No. So the 5% rule is put 5% in the speculative market. So that's what I view crypto is. And I made my money in crypto from mining, and I just leave it in that, and I don't care. Like I don't consider that anything concerned to my net worth. It's just there. I made it, and there's a chance that it goes to crazy values. And if it doesn't, if it goes to zero, I don't care. I'll still get my 401k, my Roth. I also retire a millionaire. I don't care. I don't care.
I had bought $100 of Dogecoin
When did you do that?
before before it collapsed.
So right before the SNL, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah, I sold the night of the SNL thing because I knew it was going to be bad. I just had a gut feeling, and I made 25 grand off of Dogecoin because like I bought it at 0.005, then it went up to like 60 something cents, and I was like, I'm done. And I made like fucking 25 grand.
I had invested in it at such a late stage in it. The growth that I would have gotten would have been like an extra $20 maybe. I
No,
think.
and dude, like I have a buddy, and he's my oldest friend that I keep in touch with. He invested in these shit freaking altcoins, and he was I forget the name of the fucking coin. And I actually bought into it, but I sold like on it up, like I sold like 12% up, so made like a couple $100. He told me like, hey, I bought it at this price, and now I'm at this price. He was up 330,000 goddamn dollars. It's insane goddamn money. And I told him, dude, you need to sell this shit. And he's like, no, it's gonna go. He's like, I believe in this project. It's gonna go the distance. And I'm like, no, you're fucking retarded.
None of
No,
these
you
projects
just
do.
made life. No, you just made life changing goddamn money. Sell now. Period. He didn't.
And let me
Um,
guess, it crashed, didn't it?
it crashed like the Apollo fucking 13 fucking mission, dude. It was so bad.
Oh.
And he went from 330 positive to negative 1,000. What's negative 1,000? I mean, really not that bad considering all. Like, he didn't like hold the bag forever, but I'm like, dude, fuck you.
He could have
You just
been well off for years.
$330,000 isn't the kind of money that changes your life to where you get thrown into a different aspect of like wealth, but it's the kind of money that sets you into that trajectory, in my opinion, to where everything else that you work for is for you versus that debt. That money would have paid off all his debts. And I'm still so pissed at him for not fucking, like, I'm not saying that listen to me forever, whatever, but bro, you should have fucking listened to me. Like when it comes to crypto, it's all dumb. It's all fucking fake internet money. Just fucking cash out. You made a bank. Oh, anyway.
Yeah.
It's so goddamn easy to go off on tangents on live streams, man.
Dude, it's a different environment when you've got someone to interact with, because whenever I'm streaming on my own, it's always just like, all right, right through the topic, maybe have an opinion. Gotta maybe like inject myself into the story a little bit. Now
Well,
that
the
we
thing
got
is,
two
too,
of
like,
us, I got you to bounce off of, I got the chat that's mildly active right now. I got a story, but every time you bring up a topic, it's always something to respond to. Every response, it's a feedback
dude,
loop of more and more and more and more and more, and it just completely derails. It's like an
Dude,
Ohio train.
yeah, right, exactly. Like, let's just throw some freaking combustible materials in the atmosphere. Fuck it. No, what I always found though is like I like the one on one style stuff because if you listen to like and you've had this happen before and it's understandable because that's just how it happens. If you're by yourself, and I've done this on my own live streams, like the dead air, that's what hinders like a good like video, right? It's just like we have 15 seconds of dead air. Like, well, nobody wants to like stay tuned. That's when people click off. But if you have people, and that's what's happening with us right now, is like as soon as you say something, like, oh, pick me. I have something to say about that, and it just deletes all the freaking dead air like in between it, you know?
This is probably why the F It Fridays for both Vices and Ricada, the Wednesday shows, it's always very interesting to watch because it's always like someone's got something to say, even if it's too much sometimes. And it's like, it's always a fun environment. And it's
Well,
always,
you always have somebody talking.
yeah.
You always have somebody just speaking, and that's what it is. Because if you tune in, even like after the fact, to where like I tune into a lot of this stuff like the next day, like I don't want to listen to like 15 seconds of nothing. I want to listen to people talk and like tell things. And I think that's what happens, and that's what makes good podcasts or makes good like live shows is constantly filling the air with words.
Ricada kind of wigs me out sometimes because whenever he lets silence sit for a little bit, he lets it happen, and I respect him so much for that. But every time he does, I'm not sure if I have internet issue while that's happening, my headphones bugged out, or if the stream has crashed. So it's always like, all right, so he's making a pause, 1, 2, 3, and then about like 10 seconds in, it's like, is he? And as I'm starting to pull it back up, he speaks again. It's like, oh, okay, he was just really silent for a really long time. God damn it.
Well, sometimes he does that for the comedic like attitude of it because like I forgot what the joke he said was. He said something and then he paused on it, and then he came back like 3 seconds later. It's like you understand that because it was part of the joke. But no, Ricada is like he figured out the throttle. He figured out what happens, like what you need to do. Like honestly, he's exceeding on Rumble because of whatever he is. He would have never been able to do that on Rumble, but he's doing tremendous things on Rumble, in my opinion.
I was gonna joke and say his sponsorship or his partnership to gave him a boost, but you know,
No, I even asked that. I put in a super chat a few weeks ago. It was like, why are you getting 860,000 individual views on a video of a account that has 125,000 subscribers? But no, like Rumble is promoting his videos. They're doing the same thing with Steven Crowder, but that's good. And honestly, the ads that I've been receiving on Rumble have been better. So you're actually almost getting good ads. Like I'm not getting a swish a glass of water in your mouth and you're gonna have better teeth. They're actually saying more things like, hey, maybe invest into this like gold corporation or whatever. It's still shitty, but they're having better ads.
I hate going back to my stream and looking at my stuff because I realize there's always something that's a little out of place.
I get it.
And I went back just to see my views to like assess your point, and like, yeah, I have 8 views watching on Rumble right now. On YouTube, I have 1 person watching in the entire time. Rumble gets on average hundreds of more views than I typically get on YouTube.
No, that's the same way for me too. Like honestly, my views on YouTube have been like 8 to 10, and then on Rumble, I have like 128 views. It's ridiculous, and I don't know why.
What's your most viewed video on YouTube? Real quick.
Uh oh, actually, that's a lot. So I started doing content creation back in 2017. So I have a very high viewed video. Try to pull it up.
I
Your
have
channel.
For me, I have 2 or 3 videos that are highly viewed. My first high viewed video was my interview with Gosney, or my discussion with him.
Oh, I guarantee that was a good video. Probably like two,
Dude,
3,000, right?
I have 159 views on that video.
You're gonna hate me for this
I
then.
don't I don't care how if your views are higher than mine.
No,
The
well,
question was your highest viewed video, not like a comparison. It's just I wanted to see what you talked about that uh got the most views at the time, or I guess right now.
I'm trying to filter it. So honestly, like currently, because like I've been doing this since like 2017. Um, Currently my most viewed video is like 125 or whatever, but my biggest video is like 20 something thousand, and
Dude.
it was whenever the Saints played the Celtics, I believe it was, and they completely did a pass interference fucking play on them, and I did a whole thug like video like da 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 da, and I put the glasses on it. Like no, it, like that video was like 20 something thousand. It was stupid.
I plan on doing a Disney video pretty soon. I got a little uh it's like the rise and fall of Disney, or at least RCID.
Oh, there it is. 22,700. It's pass interference. Oh, it was the Rams. It was pass interference, NFC Championship, PI, not called refs, costing Saints NFC Championship. So it wasn't even a Super Bowl. It was the NFC Championship. And I don't care about sports. I literally give a shit less. But I was watching and I'm like, that's fucked up. And I screenshotted it and made a video like with Thug Life on top of it. And it made 22,000 views. Nice.
So my most viewed video that kind of sprung up on me right now that I didn't actually realize was going to be as good as it was. So my second most is the Steve Gosney interview. My third most is the Federalist Papers, my first reading. I hated that. I loved it and I hated it because I stood up out. I was standing back here, like out of the chair, upright, reading like this, like I was preaching to somebody from a book. And I realized it's a lot harder to hold a book up like this and read and try to keep yourself upright for like 3 hours while reading
I get
something.
it. Yeah.
Dude, it was awful, but I loved it. It was fun. I moved it down to sitting here while on the screen because it's not only easier to track, but also a little more comfortable. But my most viewed video is a video I made about Don Lemon, Tucker Carlson, Arizona Tamales, Parents Aggrieved, and Washington Tyranny. And I'm willing to bet the 261 views that I got on this video is because I have Tucker Carlson in the video. And this was like right after he got kicked out of Fox.
I mean, that's an iconic segment in media, and that's how you get views, in my opinion. No,
Eh,
good job. Like, you have to trail the media, and like, man, being being trying to be public and like throw out yourself into the media is so fucking goddamn difficult individually. Like typically you need like some kind of support. And honestly, you've been doing it to where you're like, hey, here's like whatever bucks and hey, show my fucking channel. But that's only that's like the small part of now I have 100 people watching me versus now I want 1,000 people watching me. Like it's so difficult to progress on social media in my opinion. It's not easy. So all these young goddamn people that think like, hey, I'm just gonna fucking like post on fucking TikTok and start fucking doing social media stuff. It's not that fucking simple.
oh,
I've been doing
it might be. I think what they're doing is they're doing it wrong. Sorry, you continue your thought,
no
but
no 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 go ahead. No, I'm listening. Like you chop me, I'm listening.
sorry. It's
No, I'm listening.
it's so the idea is I think these younger people, they have the opportunity. They just don't know how to grasp the opportunity in a way that works. Have you heard of casual
No.
geography? There's this
No, have
black guy on YouTube who does facts about wild animals and whatnot. And it's basically his whole channel could be summarized in this cute animal is not as cute as you think, and here's why. And it's a really funny presentation with a guy with a very tiny microphone, and his sound quality is good. And he basically talks about why the animal kingdom is not as nice as people think they are. Certain animals are more rough than they appear. Some weird animal traits that are present. And he started on TikTok. He's on YouTube now, and he does ad reads. I think the problem with much of these TikTokers is that they stay on TikTok, but TikTok as a platform expects like a couple million views just as a baseline. But
so
something Ricada
my
said.
point is on the YouTube side of things. It it's completely impossible to run the new social dynamic to be capable of creating a platform. Now, yeah, TikTok included, like, yeah, we can like add that. That's fine. But TikTok's like monetization or even their advertising values is completely different than YouTube. You I'm on the understanding of believing that startup YouTube channels are completely impossible. Like I hope they continue, but I just don't think they're possible because you have to outsource to other platforms to even generate an audience to be YouTube people. That's my point.
Okay, yeah. Startup on YouTube is basically impossible. I agree with that. What I was talking about was basically not that. It was a completely different point from your.
Oh, my
All right.
bad.
Well,
Sorry.
you helped me realize that what I was trying to talk about was not the same as what you were trying to talk about. So that's my bad.
Hey, I run into tangents all the time. I'm sorry.
Uh, NC Native, I'm back, but I'm out. I'm about to head out. I'll keep your video playing. I already left a like. Thank you, NC Medic, or NC Native rather. Good to see you again, Matt. I've only seen you once or twice on Ricada's channel. Uh, I mentioned
I've
that
never
Casual
been.
Geographic.
I've never been on your kid's channel. Maybe
Uh,
super chat. Yeah,
yeah,
that's what he means.
and I mentioned that Casual Geographic channel. He probably knows them. He mentions ducks have corkscrew penises. Okay, I'm out. Catch you later.
Well, well, damn.
It's duck duck copulations very wild, very rape filled. It's like dolphins in that way.
You said the R word.
I don't care.
No, I get it.
But yeah, I think YouTube startups in the next month is going to get, or in the next year is going to be able to be more viable than it would be, because what we're about to have in the next year is election season. Election season on social media is basically rapid growth. You talk about who's going to win, you talk about what the topics are, you basically get millions of eyes on your views or on your channels at the same time.
No,
So
it's like a fungus of growth. It's ridiculous.
I'm I am excited to be able to contribute to it, even if I will be a little late to it. Or a little late in the day, because all of it will probably be breaking news and streamers will catch it at the minute. I catch it at best at 6 to 7 a.m. Go to sleep, wake up at 2:30 for a 3 p.m. stream, and I might catch it after the fact or after a breaking segment of it. And I have to say, this butterscotch tea, it's very good. I like it.
I was gonna ask you, like, how is it?
I love it. I like the jasmine lemon pepper. Uh, Butterscotch. I keep the packs I've drank so I can at least show it off. Yeah, jasmine lemon
Alright, so
pepper. Butterscotch. I tried Ultra Mint Stinct and something else which has cinnamon in it. But I'll figure that out later. Everything I've tasted was pretty good. I'm not too. The Ultra Mint Stinct was not so. Like, it's good. It tastes good. It's very flavorful, but it's like, it doesn't match my palate. So,
So at Dragon Treasures Tea, he endorses the butterscotch. So keep on supporting them
I
and
not
keep on
only
buying it.
I not only endorse the butterscotch, I endorse. So I got these metal tins. They're pretty great. And I got some magnets, and that's what's holding this thing up right now. So I thought, it'd be kind of cool to magnetize all of the tins together so they kind of have some unity. Let's see here. Okay. Let me full screen myself every time. All right, so this is Magic Girl Venus. It looks orangey, but that's because it's like an herbal tea, herbal or rooibos as it's pronounced. But it is orange flavored. It is orange smelling and orange flavored. I love it. It smells so damn good. I can't get over it. And this is Sebastian's Morning Earl Grey. It's a black tea with a white cream flavor in it, and it's very smooth. I got these two because these are the ones that I like the most. I was drinking the Uncle Iroh's green tea. However, I ran out of it, and I'm going to wait to get it back, get more of it because I want to go through more flavors. I might do jasmine lemon pepper because I think I like that a little bit more. All right. You still there? I guess you're just listening.
Now I'm still here. I want to pee.
Oh, okay. At least I didn't hear anything.
Well, my microphone is stationary, so you
Ah.
shouldn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my bad. I forget that most people's headphones are not their working microphone whenever they are on camera or streaming.
No, oh shit. No, I got rid of the
Is it like does it have a part where you can attach like a flexible microphone? Is that what that is?
no, I had to change the settings. No, my biggest thing is I used to have the boom mic. It's actually right here.
Ah,
Um,
I had a feeling it
it's
was one of those.
no, it's annoying. I'd rather have a standalone microphone because I can adjust sound settings as necessary. So that's why I do it this way.
What's your mic? I got a DD.
I have a Scarlett. So everything I have is Scarlett Focusrite, and my best friend actually gave me a shear mic and said, "Hey, try this," and I'm like, "Nope." I'm like, "I'm not gonna do that because what ends up happening is I'm gonna like it and I'm gonna have to buy one. I don't want to spend $300 on a microphone, so nope."
Do you have an XLR microphone?
No, everything actually runs through I guess I don't understand what you're saying, but
Is the
I'm running it.
plug-in is the plug-in on the back that connects it to your setup? Is it a USB or is it an XLR?
It's the big 3-pin connector. So
Yeah,
XLR, yeah,
that's an XLR. This
yeah.
deity right here is a USB microphone. It's not an XLR, so it
Okay.
connects straight to the computer. And it's pretty good, I would say, for streaming quality. I used to have a Yeti, and that was a mistake.
Oh, I had a Yeti Blue. Oh, no, it's not good.
It's great for like very well controlled sound environments, but like uh, if I were to use my Yeti with this AC in the background, it would probably kill all sound quality.
No. Yep, exactly. So my biggest thing was having this setup, so this microphone going through a condenser setup, I can run other programs and be like, cancel out like whatever sound. So AC gone away. So I know there's probably like some like weird like microphone like adjustments that's happening for the viewers, but normally what I'm understanding is it's fine.
Yeah. I need to find a software that's not voice meter, hopefully, because it's
Yeah.
not as good as I would like it to be.
I mean,
And
dude, run NVIDIA broadcast. Like that's what I'm doing. It's great.
video broadcast.
Yeah, and I'm not even running an NVIDIA processor. It's great.
Uh, gonna find. Oh wait, damn it! Not this. Not on this screen. Damn it! I blacked this out. It's gonna take a moment for that to load in, so I'm just gonna go back to this. Right here. My show tangents a whole lot, anyways, so I wouldn't even be worried about it. I
Yeah, I'm so
had I have had multiple occasions where I would see something on Twitter and my impulse is that says something I dislike. I must comment that I don't like it
no, I
or
understand. I understand
correct correct the bullshit that is being put up. I am so bad for it, man. Nvidia.
honestly, like Twitter is like the third world version of the internet, in my opinion. And I love being a part of it because it's funny, but I don't really care. Like if somebody like disagrees with me, I literally don't care. Like, oh, you disagree with me. Oh, good job.
I got very lucky with a tweet I put out that's like it's got almost 300 likes and almost got 200 likes in the first 2 hours I posted it. It
Okay,
got very high traffic for no reason in particular. And I simply tweeted out after, you know what Tribble is?
Trivial.
Tribble, the social
Oh
media.
yeah.
If you were about to like say no, I don't know it, I would have said welcome to the club
All
because
right, so
I didn't know
let me
what.
say it. Let me say it. Let me say it. I don't know, but
He didn't need to do that, but like I uh I I saw this article which is basically like, can we push? Hello. I saw this article where it's like Tucker Carlson's been banned from Tribble social media, and it's like we, ow, we can't allow people with false narratives to be on our platform and spread rhetoric. And it's like I looked at Tribble for like 5 minutes, and I realized anyone who was right leaning would have been shunned off of it anyways. And it's like I go back and I type, oh no, whatever will he do without a far left extremist group? Uh, I'll actually pull up the tweet itself because I think it's kind of funny.
I
uh,
mean, honestly, in my opinion, I think we could do without any far left extremists. That's my opinion. But
People got so mad that I brought up the whole far left extremist thing. It's like there is no far left extremists. And it's like, well, I mean, have you looked at Antifa or BLM? They exist. They're right there. What are you gonna do about it?
exactly.
Uh, God damn it. Okay, so here's the tweet. Let me copy that. Hold up on the broadcast tab. There we go. Oh no, the far left extremist echo chamber banned a right leaning voice for no reason. Whatever will he do without a hostile and bigoted audience?
Yeah, I gotta make that full screen. Where's my mouse? There it is. There it is. All right, what?
Matt, will you push me to 300? I just need one more like.
On that tweet?
Yeah, on that
Of course
tweet.
I will.
Just one more like.
Hey, if I could do it fast enough.
Yeah, okay.
Twitter.
I'll catch it. I'll reload it as soon as I see the notification pop up. I got so many angry people. It's like, you misspelled far right extremist. And I asked him, it's like, Tribble's far right? It's like, what? I'm talking about Tribble. And they're like, uh, he, they didn't say for no reason. There's obviously a thing in the tweet. It's like, what are you talking about? It's like, well, I don't know. Someone's political views is not a good reason. I guess it is a reason, but reasonable sense. Oh, what? Oh, that no. God damn it. You put me back to 299. Someone
I'm
unliked it.
I'm trying to find your tweet. Um, so it's the
I'll
that
link
one.
it to you.
Yeah, link it to me,
Private chat. Here you go.
dude. That one of the reasons why I hate Twitter so much is because it's so difficult to navigate. Like
Really?
it's cool for like understanding like, hey, what's going on, but it's completely difficult to navigate. I hate it. Like I just got a dick pic and I don't want that.
Oh,
Like why?
I'm
Like
so
why?
I'm so glad. I almost caught something bad on stream one time. I almost.
No,
I
I
was
think Twitter is completely freaking broken. Look, I like Elon Musk. I think he's a intellectual motherfucker. He has done great things for whatever businesses he's running. Great. But the fact that I load Twitter to find something that I want to like and it's a dick. Like what the fuck is that? Anyway,
it is the modern sense of normal, you bigot.
yeah, right. Yeah, I'm the bigot. I'm the bigot because I want regulatory things that make sense.
I think I'm leaning towards deregulation on a bunch of things.
No, I think unregulating things is fine, but all the regulatory atmosphere is corporations. Those those are the things that control regulation.
I almost want to start.
It's not the government. It's go ahead.
I it's tangential to what you're saying. So you finish off, and I'll jump in with what I was gonna say.
Look, what I'm getting at is like when it comes to regulations, it's all like whatever you want to say tangential. It's tangential to the corporations. That's who governs the regulation, and it's fucked.
No,
And
what
it's
I was gonna say was tangential, not what your point was.
no, no. Go ahead, man.
Uh, since I was researching Second Amendment stuff, and I have gotten to be familiar with the old use of well regulated. Do you know what it actually means or meant in the text at the time?
Well, you're about to educate me, I think.
Give me your impression first. What is well regulated for the 1700s?
I think well regulated back in the 1700s should be these or the attributes that we want society to be a part of, and therefore do not cross them. But society has crossed them, and that's where we're at now.
Well regulated in the 1700s, dating like 1800s, dating back to like 1700, like early 1700s. It means functional, in good working order.
Okay.
A well regulated militia is a functional, working order militia. So basically,
Wait, did they say that though?
like in the
Like in the 1700s, like how you're saying it, did they say that in representative of a well-regulated militia? Sorry.
in the Second Amendment, or like the use of that word in common
Well,
practice.
just however you said it. Like the point is, like, did they say it in the faction that you're saying it? You know,
I'll well regulated.
because like this has been a big stipulation across like everybody. Well-regulated militia. That has been the reason why the Second Amendment has been corrupted because people think that well-regulated militia is tuned to the idea of a general military. Now, I understand like how you're saying it. I get it. But I'm saying like the way that you're defining it is that how they defined it too.
All right.
Because go
Sorry.
ahead.
Uh, dating. God damn it! This ad just jumped in right in the middle of what I was about to read. So, the meaning of well regulated in the Second Amendment. In the 1709, if a liberal education has formed in us a well regulated appetite and worthy inclinations, a well regulated appetite in us, well regulated appetites and worthy inclinations. What is a what kind of bounds? What's well regulated in terms of appetite? And then 1714, the practice of all well regulated courts of justice in the world. I need to find where these quotes originated from so I could probably get a greater
Now, the biggest
context.
definition that really has to be made whenever it comes to the Second Amendment is what defines a well regulated. Like what happens in that. And if you cannot define that, then every person is and will be well regulated, in my opinion.
I think that was the intent. I think what they were trying to say, if I use this definition, it means a militia being necessary to the free state of the country or whatever. A militia being a well-regulated militia being necessary, a in
Yes.
order force of arms, basically a standing army.
Yeah, so my redefining of the topic that came up in the 1700s is reaffirming the fact that everybody that feels like, hey, guns are supposed to be used for hunting, no, you're fucking retarded. No, guns are used for the resources to secure a free state. This is the reason. Yes, we said this way, but we can define it in the aspect where, as a free person outside of governance of the United States, we define it this way. Fuck you. That's my thing. Hey, my name is Matt himself. I am an asshole.
Not even pretty nice so far. You're probably an asshole to people who displease you, though.
Hey, you can fucking challenge my fucking thoughts on whatever you want. It doesn't matter. I'm right. You're wrong. That's how it happens. Because
Yeah.
you cannot tell me that your understanding of the founding fathers' fucking decisions to make whatever fucking things that they thought was correct, you can't change what happened. We can have discussion, but it doesn't matter because the founding fathers made a goddamn decision and we went through 200 and goddamn 60 goddamn years and we went through this. And the founding fathers and the documents have always dealt correctly. So if you're trying to redefine whatever the fuck we think, you're fucking wrong. Fuck you. Go to fucking school.
I think anyone who challenges it might have a little bit of problem if at 1812, well regulated was in use in the instance of the equation of time ellipses. So this is a jump ahead relating to the equation of time is the adjustment of the difference of the time as shown by a well regulated clock and a true sundial. So I don't know if
But
that counters or supports your.
change the fundamental fact of equality. Like it doesn't. Like I understand like the war 1812, it exists, it happened, but it doesn't change the fact of reality, in my opinion.
I
I
didn't
think
know if
every
that countered your point or whatever or supported it, but it's just that also all these are quotes that goes to show how the word was used in their context for the time. It's pretty
no, it's
nice.
fair, but I still think everybody's wrong.
Okay.
Like we deal in an assumption of equality. That's how society exists. But if we have black folk, let's just say it how it is. We have black people that think that they're less than the white folk. No, that's not how it exists. Whenever slavery was abolished back in the 1860s, no, Abraham Lincoln said, "Hey, we're gonna do our best to abolish this." Like, whatever like thoughts that he had, he sought to do that. And then throughout the years, we were like, "Hey, probably slavery is kind of fucking bad." And then we sit here running freaking concepts of amendments of being, "Hey, slavery is kind of shit. Let's probably not fucking do that. Let's probably look at everybody, Martin Luther King, as everybody based on their equity as a fucking human being versus their status as the color of their skin." That was his thought process. Why are we still 40 fucking years later still dealing with the process of a skin color? It's stupid and retarded, in my opinion. I have no understanding why we still have to have this as a societal fucking impact. It's dumb. Nobody cares about skin color besides the fucking Democrats, because those are the only people that give a fuck about it, because they're like, "Hey, because of the skin color, we can like raise this fucking societal image of whatever the fuck." No, fuck off. Literally fucking piss off and literally go die in a fucking cavern. Nobody wants you here. We just want literal understanding of people existing in equity. That's what Republicans. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck Republicans. That's what general libertarians wanted forever. So do it. Fucking do it. And you know what? I went off the fucking rails in this shit. Like, share this fucking crap. Please fucking post this crap. I'm fucking so goddamn done with the fact that we can't have general understanding that these people hate you. And as me and how I love everybody. And the fact that people are gonna like trade me into a society of something that I'm not, fuck you. No, I love everybody. Fuck you. I'm done.
Lovely. Second Amendment. Second Amendment
I said
spawns a
my
whole
piece.
bunch. Who knew talking about constitutionality and amendments would spawn so much? Would spawn such a response.
I'm sorry, man. I have a lot of heated aggression towards all this crap.
I get it.
And
I get it. I very much understand. I do not fault you for that. And if people saw that, if you were able to do that because you were here, hell yeah. Hopefully, I can amplify that even further.
yeah, I got ahead of myself, man. Like that's it's a big deal to me, man. Like I give a fuck so much about it.
I had an argument
I'm
with
wearing an American fucking jersey, bro.
hell yeah. I got into an argument with someone on like Discord or Twitter, and they were like, we're kind of acquaintanced, but they're of a different political scale on the different side of the scale than I am. But like I watched them get very passionate about their arguments. And while I don't like that we disagree, I respected so much their passion for their side. I
Dude, it's fine. Like you can have passion for your side. I think it's great because that makes you patriotic. Like you can be completely for your side. That's patriotism. But understand when you're fucking wrong. That's all it is.
uh, that might help out a bunch, but I mean, I wouldn't want to recognize when I'm wrong. I would try to, but it's like, you know, I'm just gonna stop talking, but I'm still gonna keep up with my point.
I
I
mean,
don't
fair
know.
point. I get it. It's fair point. I get it.
It's hard to recognize when you're wrong because for some people they would rather keep up the delusions rather than face the reality.
Fair point. I think as a libertarian Republican, I'm right always. But I do understand that other people think I'm wrong. And I can understand that.
What
Like,
is happening with your camera?
oh shit. I have no idea.
Why did my quality drop so bad? But
Oh shit.
I'm good. You're all right. Here's the topic. Your camera quality got really weird.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it started like lagging and dropping in like pixels, and now this. You good over there?
Yeah, I was checking my camera. So my camera died for whatever reason. So I'll keep it short. Look, my biggest thing is I think it's stupid that people just agree with the bullshit that the fucking government like just deals you. I don't think that's a correct way to look at things. I think you should be, hey, the government's like dealing with me all this fucking bullshit, whatever. No, look at it in a lens of this is bullshit and look at it with a corrective lens of your own understanding. Because the government's always going to try to give you some bullshit. So just try to look at it like in the lens of like what's the word I'm looking for? Um I mean the shit word is conservatism. Like just like probably like understand that the government's bad and you're looking at it in the goodness of your heart. So no, my camera died, so I'm gonna shut it off from here.
All right. So you'll just be the voice floating in the background.
No, well, I'm gonna shut it off. Like, I'm probably gonna go to bed, so it's getting
Okay.
late.
Yeah.
Well, no, honestly, it really comes down to Formula Drift, and I'm looking forward to watching that. So, Vonkin Jr. He's making his repertoire back good. So, hey,
Uh,
appreciate it.
before you go, because I wanted to hit on this before it all ended, but we tangented so bad so far.
We're so bad at this. Anyway,
I wanted to get that your take. We could share some takes. The new CEO, real quick. If you can go as
look,
far as long as you want, but to
look.
distill.
The point of the new CEO. So, Elon Musk is a fucking multi-billionaire person. He's rich as shit. He spent a quarter of his equity to buy Twitter.
Oh,
He's not an idiot. He understands his fundamental property of like understanding Twitter. So whatever property he hires or the person that he puts out there to do whatever, like he's not gonna like do it like with subjective like difference. Like a lot of people think that he's like, oh, well, Elon Musk is hiring some women to do something wrong to his freaking enterprise. No, no, he's hiring the correct person to do the correct thing. That's what's happening. That's my take on it.
you think he's got the right person for the job?
I don't know, but I think he is not stupid.
All right.
I think he has the right person, probably, but maybe I don't know. But for all the bullshit people that think he's stupid, Elon Musk is not stupid. He made 225 billion goddamn dollars by being smart. The fact that people think he's stupid, they're stupid, in my opinion.
Is it possible that he could be deceived in this?
No,
No?
no, not at all.
All
Like
right.
he has so many goddamn people that 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 help him out. Like he's not. Hang on, I got it. There's no way that this guy is miscalculated, in my opinion. No, Elon Musk was the richest person in the world. He was worth 286 or whatever $1 million. There's no way that you could be like, well, this guy's too stupid to like pick the right CEO for. No, that's dumb. No, he picked the right CEO. He did it correctly, in my opinion.
All right. I thought it was important to get your take. Sorry I had to like rehash that after you said it. I had someone jump into the room ask me something. Uh so yeah, that's your take. I think I agree with it. I don't think he's dumb enough to let uh one person collapse his growing empire here. And I think it's weird. I get why people are a little outraged by it or concerned, but I think it's better in this situation to just take a moment and let it happen. If it does, it falls. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I think that's a proper approach to how Elon's taking the situation, or to how, yeah, proper approach to observing how Elon handles the situation at hand. So yeah, that's kind of where I land on the issue. Uh, it's very nice getting your perspective. I wanted to make sure you at least got that out there before, because that's I kind of hinted at that. If that is, if you need to go, I'll let you go. Do you need to go right now, Matt? Oh, oh no, Matt. All right, I guess he's. Thank you for coming by, Matt. Oh wait, why did I keep this up? Oh shit, my bad. Damn it, I'm not really good at the whole thing. So anyway, that was Matt himself. Damn it, I was hoping he would be here to chill his stuff. Uh, what's YouTube? But yeah, that was Matt himself, a very nice guy. It was a pleasure getting to know him during the stream. And now that I don't have to deal with this anymore, I'm going to drop this StreamYard. And we're going to go back to... Haha, I can move all of my stuff back to where it should be. Topics. See. There we go. Now we're back at it. I'll remove myself from the StreamYard. Sharing. Leave the studio. There we go. All right. Once again, thanks to Matt himself for joining, sharing his opinions. I'll have him back on and we'll share our life stories together on stream. It'll be a fantastic time. Before I start continuing, I'll probably relist the stream. Go to Dragon's Treasure for 10% off. You can use code Layman. Code Layman gets you 10% off of all purchases on Dragon's Treasure, whether it's tea wear, or this shirt, merchandise. It's a fantastic place. Gives some fantastic tea. I showed it for a while I was streaming with Matt. It was fantastic. I was drinking the butterscotch tea, which used to be on the front page, but it's fantastic. I love the tea, the holiday tea, but it's very good even outside of the season. It's got cinnamon. It's a white tea. It's got cinnamon, peppercorn, marigolds, and natural and artificial flavors. as well as tree nuts. So don't drink it if you're allergic to nuts. So the House passed the bill in a 219 to 213 vote on Thursday, with all but the two Republicans in favor and all Democrats opposed. The legislation calls for completing former President Trump's wall on southern border and implementing additional restrictions on access to asylum. The Californian lawmakers told News Nation in an interview on Friday that he completely supports working to secure the southern border, but said he wanted to show working families in his district that he is advocating for them. He added that he also wanted to push for members of both parties to reach a compromise that can pass in the Senate, where Democrats have a narrow majority. What I really wanted to do with my vote is to show that the working families in our districts and agriculture in our districts, that they do have an advocate in Congress for them, and to raise my hand and invite those from the other party and moderates from the Republican Party to come together on the bipartisan immigration compromise that can actually pass the Senate and provide border security. Duarte explained after the vote that he opposed the legislation because it would hurt many families that work in his district and create difficulties for food producers. He added that the bill would be dead arrival on the Senate and argued that the House could do better than the current bill. I understand that my vote will not be popular among some fellow Republicans, but I am committed to upholding my promise to putting working families ahead of Washington party politics, he said. Massey said he opposed the bill because of a provision that would establish a nationally mandated e-verify, a government system that employers can use to determine if someone is eligible to work in the United States. The border bill came on the heels of the expiration of Title 42, a controversial policy put in place by the Trump administration that allowed for the rapid expulsion of asylum seekers during the COVID-19 pandemic. The rules end on Thursday has sparked concerns about surge of migrants at the U.S.-Mexico border. I was originally going to mock Duarte, but I think it's a bit in the prudence department to not so naturally want to go for something if it looks like it might not pass. I don't know where his logic is coming from, where it would hurt his local families for his representative or his represent who he's representing, but I don't think it's unfounded. It's possible that it happens, but I'm not sure where I get there. Texas House Republicans passed bill banning gender-affirming care for minors. Texas Republican leaders passed a bill that would ban gender-affirming care for minors. Democrats twice successfully delayed a vote on the bill in the House for technical reasons, but they were unsuccessful Friday night. Hundreds of demonstrators came to the state capitol Friday to protest the passage of Senate Bill 14. After hours of debate Friday night, the bill passed. For the third time, House Republicans brought a controversial bill aiming to block gender-affirming care for minors for a vote after twice being blocked by Democrats. Outside the Texas House chamber, hundreds of LGBTQ advocates gathered in protest. To be trans in Texas is to be human in the place we call home, said Landon Ritchie with the Transgender Education Network of Texas. Democrats and LGBTQ advocates held a rally before the debate reading letters from transgender youth We will never stop fighting where trans youth have every opportunity to be thriving adults, Ritchie said. Democrats have argued the bill is discrimination. Twice they delayed a vote by the full House on technicalities. Running out of moves, they only sought to change portions of the bill on Friday. Republican State Representative Tom Oliverson, who represents part of the Houston area, authored the bill. He claims doctors aren't using what's called good clinical judgment. This isn't about parents. It's about the medical practices this isn't about parents, it's about medical practice. That's the purpose of this bill. Ah, okay. Let's move that here then. There are plenty of physicians in Texas that completely disagree with you, State Representative Julie Johnson rebutted. There were plenty of physicians that disagreed when we reined in the abuses during the opioid epidemic, but sometimes the state has to act for the betterment, Oliverson said. The first time the House brought up SB 14, protesters in the gallery were removed by DPS troopers. Friday, dozens of troopers were seen in the House gallery, but so far, no reports of removals or arrests. After hours of the debate, the House passed Senate Bill 14 on a party line vote. The bill has to go through a third reading, then the Senate has to agree on the changes before it goes to Abbott's desk, who's expected to sign it. I think this is a good step in the direction of common sense approach to this. And I think I'm for it. Pollsters worry Trump problem is back with a vengeance. Public opinion specialists fret about former president's possibility of ruining their record once again. Ah! Oh, lovely. Pollsters worry Trump. Public opinion specialists fret that former president's possibility of ruining their record once again. They're worried about keeping their record spotless. They don't want to lose every time they put up a recommendation that Trump might lose. That's preposterous. Losers lose. I have to fix. There we go. Ah, I see. But it now hangs on a less secure. This is how I'm doing the whole thing anyway. One magnet attached to the back. Now it's more settled. All right, there we go. How about that? Philadelphia pollsters are again staring down a familiar nemesis. Pollsters, apparently, not Democrats. The polling industry whiffed every year Trump has been on the ballot. In 2016, Trump upset Hillary Clinton to win the presidency. And after spending 4 years trying to fix what went wrong, wow, The polls were even worse in 2020. Trump ran far more competitively with now President Joe Biden than the pre-election survey suggested. Pollsters are breathing a sigh of relief after largely nailing the last year's midterm elections, but presidential years have been a very different story in the Trump era. It's looking a lot like Trump is going to be on the ballot next November, said Democrat pollsters Andrew Buoman. So that's all. So that is all back with a vengeance. It's not that Trump. It's not that Trump is some mystical force. The problems are practical. In 2020, he drew out a significant number of people who had rarely, if ever, voted and who either weren't included in polls or refused to participate in them. Trump trashed the polls that found him consistently trailing Biden. This created a feedback loop that made his supporters even less likely to respond to making the polls even more wrong. Bowman was among the attendees and presenters that at this week's American Association for Public Opinion Research annual conference, a yearly gathering of pollsters from the academic, media, and campaign worlds. The organization has been grappling with the future of political polling for decades. Just looking at the polls over the past 2 federal election cycles will give you a whiplash. By most measures, last year's midterm represented the pinnacle of election polling. 538's post-election evaluation found that polls were more accurate than any year since 1998. But what came 2 years after the preceding presidential race, when national polls were further off than they had been in 40 years, the state polls were the worst in recorded history. The specter of yet another polling failure is looming over the industry, continuing efforts to overhaul its methods. Among public pollsters, CNN made some of the most dramatic changes to its methodology, most abandoning its long-standing process of random digit phone sampling. The network and its polling vendor, SSRS, randomly selected street addresses for a national survey and mailed out solicitations to complete a poll online or by dialing a number. For much of their state polling, which requires faster turnaround times to poll statewide, races like those for governor or state or senate, some voters were surveyed off a file of registered voters and contacted either by email or telephone. Depending on the best contact information available, others were added from SSRS's existing panel of respondents who said they were registered to vote. The results were remarkable. CNN's polls correctly identified the winner in 8 of 9 major statewide races. They surveyed missing only Nevada Senate race, and half the candidate vote shares were accurate within a single percentage point. We were within the error margin on just about every poll we did, said Jennifer Agiesta, the director of polling and election analytics at CNN. So I feel pretty good about how these turned out. I would say that does give me some confidence between now and 2024, but Agiesta said it's too soon to tell the same problems that plagued pollsters in 2020 will resurface. I don't think that Trump's comment on polling and the way that he presented himself on his polling to his supporters were helpful in terms of response rate in 2020 at Agiesta, who also began a 1-year term as president of the pollsters organization at this week's conference. But I don't know if that's going to be the same in future elections. The Democrat polling from Global Strategy is trying a significant methodological change on the back end. According to research the firm presented at the AAPOR conference, their 2022 polls were made more accurate by using voters' self-reported 2020 general election presidential vote as a variable. A practice numerous others have also adopted, though it's far from universal. Then, in addition to other adjustments, likely trying to include voters who aren't as politically active was an important discovery because global strategy group like pollsters across the Republican private campaign world significantly underestimated Republicans in its 2020 polling. I'm gonna leave it here. I don't really want to. I don't really care to cover this whole thing, but man, oh man, is it ever telling that they're so mad that Trump fucking laid them out in polling numbers. Here, I want to show just a little further how badly he scorned them on this. I'll cover the Trump town hall aftermath after or tomorrow when I come back from work or whenever I wake up. I'll probably just do a solo stream then and have lots of fun. However, man, oh man. Oh god damn it. Hold on. Okay, so I saw this. Pollsters have a Trump problem. Can they fix it in time for 2024? Trump has become more dangerous. Why Trump can't lose? Politico. There is a clear and present danger of a new Trump presidency. Democrats must act now to prevent it. The Guardian is regarding a new Trump presidency as a threat. They are so mad that Trump won and that he very much came close to winning again in 2022 or 2020. And 2024 almost seemed to indicate that they would kind of tread in the direction that we would kind of go back to Republican side. 5 takeaway from Trump's CNN smackdown. You know CNN fucked themselves significantly when articles of elections about CNN refer to what Trump did as a smackdown. That is fantastic. Yeah, I'm gonna turn in early. I need to go make some food. My grandparents are probably not wanting to make something a little early so they don't have to stay up later or cook later. So with all that said, I appreciate you guys coming. I will cover the rest of this stuff tomorrow. I'll start off with CNN's Oliver Darcy scolded by Chris Licht. There's a lot of infighting now in the liberal side. I think that was an unintended effect of Trump arriving in CNN in New Hampshire, of all places. CNN Chris Licht tore into the liberal journalist over his emotional coverage of the New York's town. Chris Chris Licht might be making a based representation after all that happened. But yes, with all that said, remember guys, the Dragon's Treasure is a fantastic place to get your tea. Use code Layman for 10% off of all your purchases. You can get the Mana Potion, Sebastian's Morning Earl Grey, or this red chocolate cake tea. It's all fantastic, and I cannot recommend it enough. Remember, code Layman for 10% off of all purchases, and you can enjoy some fantastic tea. I am actually very happy with the way the stream turned out. Matt was a fantastic guest. I loved having him on. I enjoyed listening to him talk. We should I'm definitely planning on taking more time and talking to him. Hopefully I'll get to interact with more people elsewhere. Probably have Steve Gosney back on sometime soon. Soon-ish, maybe. We'll see how that goes out. With all that said, though, I am eager to go make some food because I am still very, very hungry. Oh, come on. Like that. Well then. But yeah, regardless, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. If you liked the show, please leave a like and subscribe to the channels on Rumble and on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter at Legal Layman with 2 N's. And my locals account is legallayman.locals.com. It's a place where I plan on putting more exclusive content, but I kind of need to let it grow before I can start doing that, so I can start enjoying the benefits of support on that end. It's like Patreon, but better. They do not censor your speech, and they don't try to control your they don't try to control your conduct outside of it. I was trying to make that point with Matt. I forgot that point that I was trying to make. So sorry, Matt. I forgot to mention the idea of well-regulated just meant functional or working. And so I was trying to make the presentation of use the word controlled rather than regulated. With that said, like on Rumble, like on YouTube, subscribe and follow on all those. Twitter, Legal Layman with 2 N's on Twitter, and legallayman.locals.com. Please support me there. I greatly appreciate it. I thank you for coming. Thank you to anybody who watched while the show was going on. Thank you for anybody who watches in the replay, and thank you to anybody, even if you left in the middle. I appreciate the views. I greatly appreciate it. And with that said, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. I'll try to be on time tomorrow. Peace out and hang loose.